It was a cold day in the PhD Dad YouTube channel, as many of the dark personality types came out of the shadows to click on his channel. But what they didn't know is other types could be just as dark as them. I'm talking about you, INTJ. Anyway, what's going on? PhD Dad here. So these Myers-Briggs videos are pretty easy to do because I have a wide extension of knowledge on them, so I can just kind of riff my thoughts. With that said, I want to do different Myers-Briggs videos, as I've said in previous ones, but collectively I'm getting more subscribers. So I will say this is probably going to be my last video without a face cam. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm getting one very, very soon. But I thought, what's a good video to not have a face cam on? And that would be talking about the scary, dark personality types. So let's rank them. Let's go through the tiers, okay? So at the top, we have makes love to sleep paralysis demon. These are the darkest personality types that delve into Satanism for fun. And then we have trench coats are cool. Yeah, I don't really need to talk about that one and how it tethers into high school. Then we have murder is justifiable. So these personality types can be rather dark, but it might not be their natural modus operandi. Then we have I need time alone, as in they might have some dark thoughts, but let me just air my grievances by myself, and then I'll be happy-go-lucky. And then we have smacks ruler on own hand, as in they're very disciplined in their satiation to always be nice. Anyway, let's get into it. Start off with the ESFP. These guys have pretty high FI, so they might be a little bit dark, but most ESFPs I've met personally are very happy-go-lucky. But with that FI auxiliary, they can have a dark side, but they have child TE. So they're probably going here. They're not too dark. Yeah, they're just not that dark. They don't really have the intuition to substantiate very deep, dark thoughts. And they kind of brush off their feelings and move on to the next thing rather quickly. So yep, they're going in smack their own hand with ruler. And then we have the ruler smacker, the ESTJ, and they are going to go here. They're pretty smart too. They'll find a way to justify murder. Actually, they might go here. I don't know. Yeah, the ESTJ dominant TE will kind of do anything and push their moral compass away to achieve their goals, because TE and FI for them are always at odds with one another. They have any tertiary as well, which can get rather creative on how they could maliciously slaughter you with their ruler as well. So yeah, they'll plan it out, and they will kill you if you come into grips with their prospects. I might even put them here. They're pretty dark. No, I'm putting them here. I mean, they have FI, they have dominant TE. I'll leave them here for now. I might see how the list goes and bump them up. INFPs are underratedly dark. They really don't show this side to anyone, but these guys are your goths. They will wear a trench coat, and they will own it. Yeah, dominant FI is pretty scary when you come face to face with it. If you push against their moral standards of what they deem worthy, they can be rather terrifying. So they're going in trench coats are cool. And they will find a creative way with any to utterly destroy you. INTPs really aren't that dark at all, but they're smart, so they'll say murder is justifiable. They'll probably go here though. INTPs really aren't out to harm anyone. They don't have really any FI whatsoever. It's their demon function, actually. Rather fitting for this video. But they might just have their rageful moments, need time alone, and then they'll be their charming, nerdy self that seems incapable of having a thought-provoking thought to tear you apart. As weird as that sounds with dominant TI, they're rather, most of the time, cheerful people. INFJ is probably going to go in the trench coat wearers as well. They have FI critical parent, which means they can be rather selfish in their volition, and they also have TE blind spot. So if they deem you not worthy, they can have very dark thoughts with you with their NI. They do value social harmony, so a lot of the time they're just going to want time alone, but they have the ability and the thought process to be trench coat wearers. They're never going to say murder is justifiable, though. They never will. A lot of people would probably put them here, but they're a dominant NI user, so they're always conjuring a plan as to how they might want to kill you. ISFJ is probably going to go in need time alone. They have that FE, but with no intuition. Honestly, they're probably going to go here. They might get upset with you, worst case, but they're not dark people. Their thought process is anything but dark, to be honest. They're probably the most naturally childlike personality type, if I'm to say that. Yeah, the most childlike personality type. So a lot of their thoughts are very much genuine and kind most of the time. The ISTJ is going here or here. I don't think they can get that dark. The ESTJ is a little bit more rageful. You know, these guys share the same cognitive set. They just have lower NE and more practical TE. So how does that come into play? Well, TE is going to be more as to what is going to work. They could plan to kill you, like if they need to, you know, and they'd probably brush it off, to be completely honest. But they're not going to have that malicious intent that maybe these types might have in the thought process of their darker side that you could see culminate in them. Now we have the ISFP, and they're also a trench coat wearer. These guys are the physical embodiment of a goth person. They will never really share. They could even go at the top. They will never really share their very deep feelings about you, much like the INFP with dominant FI, but they have very deep, dark thoughts and engulf themselves in a lot of dark things, just naturally, with their exploratory NI in child position. So, yeah, they're going here. Not much else to say about them, but just look up goth and you will find a ISFP. Okay, I'm recording. ENFP is weird. Probably going to go here. They really don't have ill intent for anyone. Sometimes to achieve their goal, if they would like, with their child TE. And since they are a high intuitive type, they might have thoughts, very dark thoughts that they just might espouse in a given moment. But it's nothing that really lingers long. They don't have any TI, so you'll see their thought process as it happens. So they might be like, I'm gonna kill that guy, but it's just a spur of the moment thing because their FI is a little bit more rageful than the dominant FIs. Same with the ESFP. They could even go here, but I'm leaving them here. But overall they're not dark people. But if a situation called for it, they could probably brush off murder like it was nothing. But they might have a lot of guilt for it. ISTPs are probably going to go right here as well. These are your cowboys, you know. I mean, they'll be in a Mexican standoff with someone, kill them, and then not really care because they don't have the FI to relate to them. Much like the INTP, but their intuition is NI, and they're more going to use their SE to experience things. So they might come across darker. Honestly, now that I think about it, they're probably going to go here as well. They aren't really dark people, you know? They're a little bit insecure of their FE, so, and they like kind of sticking to their own thoughts and figuring everything out. So they're not going to be too dark like the NI users or dominant FIs. Yeah, ESFJ, it's impossible. They're never dark. Same reasons as ISFJ. ESFJ, dominant FE. So, yeah, dominant FE is pretty much I only care about how other people feel. They see their own FI, their own wants and needs as an opposing enemy. It is their opposing function. So they're not going to be as dark. And I can probably just put ENFP here as well with them. Because dominant FE is probably never going to be dark. They will smack their own hand and feel an immense amount of guilt for pretty much anything that is selfish and puts the other person in a downward position, like puts them underneath them, because they very much care for other people more than themselves. ENTP is probably going to go in the trench coat wearers. No FI at all in blind spot makes them morally detached completely. A lot of them are very insecure about this, but they won't say it. A lot of ENTPs actually say, oh, I have a moral compass. That is because it is their trickster function. So they're going to say that, but it's not really true, which can lead them to have naturally having thoughts that would be darker than they think themselves, because they are so detached to whatever end it takes to achieve their goals. They will probably do it. But they could probably go just here off of who they think they are. But yeah, they have the intuition to come up with a million different possibilities, you know, on how to kill you. A lot of serial killers are this personality type. What's his name? I forgot his name. Whatever. ENTJ. I just realized something. This one's probably going to go in the top bracket all by themselves. I guess we can talk about the INTJ. Yeah, this is the darkest personality type. Most of the time they aren't too dark upon initial meeting because they use their SE a lot, and they kind of just want to get you away from them so they can have dark thoughts. But they don't have any FE, and they are an NI dom, so that is going to make them very dark people. This is the darkest personality type. But once they develop their FI, they aren't so dark. But innately, they are going to be rather dark people. So yeah, a dominant NI, as I said, for the INFJ is going to make them come up with exact, concise plan on how they will kill you and not give a shit, because they have no FE. and they will come up with a rational plan with TE to mangle you. So yes, they're going in the top spot. Darkest personality type by far. The ENTJ might also go up here. It can be quite interchangeable with these two, but yeah, pretty much for the same reasons. The only differences being that ENTJ will on the spot probably come up with a plan on how they would dispose of you, your carcass, and they also would not really care and probably brush it off, maybe think about it once in a while, but they're not going to care. And they also have one of their least preferred functions is FI. So yeah, they're both up here. The NI-TE combo is the winning combo for being a dark person. The ISFP could maybe go up here too because they have the same cognitive set and they're an FI dom. But we're going to leave it at that. Get off of my screen. ESTP is probably going to go here. Them themselves aren't really dark people. They kind of just like to have a fun time, much like how the ENTP does. But they don't really have that FI to make them have a moral standard. But they do have the FE to care about other people. I guess what I've been trying to say is how FI relates to this is it is their own personal understanding and feelings as to what they're doing. So it might be a little bit more selfish as to how dark they are and the actions they will take. But with FE, they care about people. But if you have no FI, then you don't really have a compass in which to follow whatsoever. So personality types like the ENFP or the ESFP are probably going to be not as dark because they still do have FE and FI. So yeah, just to clarify as to why I keep bouncing between FI and FE. But yeah, they're not really dark people, honestly. The ENTP also isn't too dark. They're kind of like the INTP or ENFP or ESTP in that way. But yeah, I think I'll leave them here because they have that irrational intuition. So yeah, this is the list. If you are here for Myers-Briggs videos, again, I will make more. They will probably be in higher quality as well. And if you do like Myers-Briggs content, please do like and subscribe because I like making it. And I have a lot of other thoughts that aren't just tier lists that I would like to convey. Anyway, guys, have a good day. Take care. PhD out.